So, I've been flying the DJI Avata for about 2 months now. My biggest complaint, in the box, it didn't come with ND filters, which is a must for this drone. If you're flying on a bright sunny day, you will get a large amount of blowout as you're flying around, meaning that if you have a bright blue sky and no ND filters, your bright blue sky is going to look like a big white snowy mess. It's just going to be absolutely white, no color. And if you're trying to take that video and do something with it, like post it on YouTube, it is not going to be recoverable. For instance, take a look at this lap around this track I was at a couple weeks ago, where I did not have an ND filter attached to it, just to do a little baseline and see what you think of this image. Not very great. Easily remedied though by popping an ND filter on it. And right here we have the freewell filters, which are good, do a pretty good job. They come in ND8, ND16, ND32, and ND64. So a pretty good range there. Why you get an ND32 and an ND64 for an FPV drone, I do not know, because that is going to be very dark no matter how you put it on your drone. I mean, I guess if you have an ISO auto and it's bumping up your ISO to compensate for that, but that also defeats the point because you're going to get like a lot of noise once you start going at those higher ISOs. So I don't know why there's an ND32 and ND64. Way too much. ND8 does a very good job. ND16 does a pretty good job. But once you start bouncing up to ND32 and ND64, you start seeing banding in the sky, which means like your blues aren't like smooth and like distinct. It's going to be, well, it's actually going to be kind of distinct. It's going to have like different bands of color up there. And also on your ground, there's a lot of like weird artifacts that you can see in your image, especially if you start bringing up your shadows. But the freewheel filters are nice. You could also go through and, don't ask me why I have two sets of ND filters. Well, if you did ask me why, I'd tell you because I'm impatient, and I went and bought some freewheels, and I went and also bought some unbranded ones off of eBay to see which ones are going to get there first. And the freewheels came, actually the unbranded came first, and then came the freewheels because I ordered freewheels later. But these unbranded ones, they are pretty much identical to the freewheels. There's not much of a difference there. You could save yourself like 10 or 15 bucks if you just want to go through and get the unbrandeds on eBay. Do whatever you want. But you're definitely going to need to get some ND filters if you're flying this drone around on a bright day. If it's overcast outside, you may not even care. You probably won't even notice it. Like, it won't be that bad. If you fly in auto, which I don't recommend, especially if you're looking to do some cinematic footage, you're going to have to put the settings in manual and adjust them yourself. Auto will probably do a decent job compensating if you're flying around without any ND filters on there. But again, I highly recommend get some ND filters, fly this in manual, adjust your video settings so you get that awesome cinematic footage. And now I'll show you a couple of examples with the freewheel filters on, ranging from the 8 all the way up to the 64, so you can see the difference in the video quality that you get out of it. We'll start with the 8 and end with the 64 and cue that video.